I think at one point actually entered a house and asked if they had bananas.
Just walks in like, hey, I'm here to get
I don't
you
remember
bananas.
if it was his house or somebody else's.
Hello and welcome back to Randomly Generated Conversations. I'm Wesley. I have my son Bastion with me.
Hello?
And Bastion's friend Kamden.
Hello.
Kamden has a YouTube channel as well. If you want to share what you do and what the channel name is.
It's not very big yet due to some complications with school, but I'm planning on making it into a sort of gaming and like talk sort of YouTube channel. So I'll talk about things and I will do lots of games and stuff depending on what people like from it.
Cool. Awesome. And what's the channel name?
It's called Camcorder, so it's just like how you would spell a normal camcorder, but with a K instead of a C.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us today. The first topic we have, and I'll throw this one to Bastion first, let him start it off since he was absent last time. What is your favorite Halloween candy? Well, you were here, but just in a more skeletal form. What is your favorite Halloween candy, and which one would you be okay never getting again?
Favorite Halloween candy? Probably Butterfingers.
Okay.
One I'd be okay with not getting again would be, I don't think I've ever gotten Circus Peanuts.
That's everybody's answer, but I don't think most of you guys this generation know what that is.
I was going to say Circus Peanuts because I had one. I remember that.
Okay.
And they were not good at all. So
Butterfingers, I don't really care for Butterfingers much because the flavor's fine, but they get stuck in your teeth. And you can feel them for like the next little while unless you brush your teeth right afterwards. They're just stuck in there. They create like this protective layer or whatever it is. Probably not very protective.
Yeah.
I'd say Almond Joys. Almond Joys are my all-around favorite candy bar. If I get one of those, I'm happy.
Okay, how about Mounds?
No. Those are like, it's like the difference between good and bad with candy. Good Almond Joy, bad Mounds. It's like it's polar opposite.
You take the almond off and all of a sudden now the candy's bad.
Well, it's not just that, it's dark chocolate. I hate dark chocolate. I think it's the worst chocolate. But I mean, other people can like it. I'm not going to get mad at them for that. It's just not my preferred option.
I'll get mad at you for not liking it.
As for least favorite thing to get, candy corn. I have to say candy corn. I've never liked candy corn. I think it's gross.
Okay. Our kids like candy corn around here.
Mm-hmm.
If it's there, I'll grab it. But it's definitely not something I go out and buy if it's not one of them asking. Caleb, I think, is the one that enjoys candy corn.
Yes, he loves it a lot.
And I have no idea why. So I'm with you on there.
I had a friend list the ingredients inside of candy corn from memory. And I was like, how do you know this? It was weird.
It's quite a fact to know the ingredients of candy corn.
Right. For candy, my favorite Halloween candy, I'm with you on the Almond Joy, but I'm going to go with, and it's contrary, a lot of people don't really like it, but the Peppermint York patties.
Oh, those are amazing.
Those are pretty good.
Pretty good.
They have, I think a lot of people's problem is it has a very strong peppermint taste to it, more than most mint candies, everything, but I grew up with the York patties. Nowadays, you don't really see them around Halloween time. But, so I think it's more the nostalgia for me than the actual taste.
Fair.
Okay.
Yeah, understandable.
Halloween candy that I never hope to see again is you. I get a lot of this stuff you guys probably don't even realize because, like, Circus Peanuts are not around anymore. Well, there was these little Nico coins. So they come in a package kind of like a Smartie, but they're not Smarties. It's a bigger package and
chalk.
They're thicker and it's basically just like eating chalk. To me, there's no flavor or anything.
Wait, I
Just-
think I know what you're talking about.
Okay. Like the wrapper is kind of like a waxy type wrapper. So it's not even plastic.
Oh, I wouldn't like to eat chalk. That'd be a fun thing. Just chuck somebody's
On the
Yeah,
next
like
episode, we're just gonna be sitting here eating chalk. Thanks to Bastion.
No.
No, you just gotta get like one of those candies, but make it just longer, and there you go, candy chalk.
Right? Which one is chalk? Can't tell the difference.
chops.
One of us will be eating real chalk, and one of us will be eating fake chalk.
Speaking of chalk, sorry, going off the topic. They used to sell in the ice cream trucks that would drive around. They used to sell these Candies cigarettes.
Oh.
And it was basically like these, it would look like a cigarette, and when you would blow on it, it would puff this chalk out. So kids would walk around acting like they're smoking or whatever. And that's why we called the ice cream trucks the drug dealers. Not because they were actually dealing, but because you could buy these candy cigarettes around with them.
Is that where that joke originated?
I don't know if it was a joke, if it has some basis or whatever, but that was our term for them.
Nowadays, we just use Smarties.
But Smarties were banned from my elementary school.
I understand why. I've seen some things.
Yes. This is not a tutorial video of what to do with Smarties. So, all right. Moving on from the illicit use of candy. Kamden, we'll let you start this one off. If a horror movie was based on your life, what would the title be? And who or what would be the villain?
Ooh, that's a good question. The title, that would maybe be, okay, this is a little like interesting, but I have this whole like thing that I've created in my head. It's like not like, it's not really, it's like a story that I plan on writing, but I like think it'd be pretty cool to make it into a horror movie, but like inner demon type things.
Okay.
Like I've created like these like little characters that like would like represent that, and I think that'd be a pretty cool idea. Of, like if like my life was a horror movie, it'd probably just be like, I don't know what the word for it is, but like seeing things in like real life that's just coming from your head. I feel like that's the kind of stuff that would happen to me. But what it would be called? Oh, I don't know. I'm sure that I think there's a word for that, but that word, like seeing like things that aren't there.
Uh-huh.
I don't.
Like a schizophrenia or
So it's like that, but
hallucination.
Hallucination, like yeah, that
Okay.
that would be like. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I would see it.
That'd be scary. And sometimes those things in your head are not things that you want to
Right.
Some of them are
bring into
scary.
reality.
Some of them are funny. Some of them you just wish they would go away. We talked about
okay.
yeah.
I know. I was like, we can go somewhere after Bastion.
No, but we've talked in a different episode about our little worlds in our heads.
Mm-hmm.
And I've talked about how mine's just a jumbled up mess where it's a crossroad to different things.
Uh-huh.
And so, like I said, some of you think are funny, some are scary, and some of you just don't want. Like, that's where the crossroad to the ever-ending road.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I think thoughts are basically a road, right? I mean, we can, and that's why they say train of thought. We basically choose any thought, and in any moment we have probably 100 different ones in our head, and we just choose one of those and take the road wherever it takes us, and then it forks off to some other thoughts. So, yeah, some of those roads are a lot more scarier than others.
Yep.
Sebastian.
Well, he didn't say his villain.
Oh, well, yeah, he did.
Oh, that's true. Never mind.
Inner
Try
demons.
those, yeah, Inner Demons.
I don't know. If my life were a horror movie, the title would be Grades. School is a horror movie. My main villain?
Yourself.
Probably.
Yourself.
That would make it an amazing movie. So you're actually your own villain. And you're the one that's messing with yourself. And so you have to figure out how to overcome So it's yourself, but anxiety version of yourself.
I could see like you making like a video game about yourself, like a retro video game, and each villain's like the math test, the entire school,
the exam,
the ACT.
Oh,
go through his whole RPG, and the final boss is a mock ATC that you have to finish.
And then you have to go through a crack in the wall, and you're like, huh, what's this? It's the real ACT.
I know, you pass the one, and then it's just keeps repeating.
And like there could be like one level in the game where it's like an English test and you have to write words as quickly as possible.
Oh man.
That'd be horrible.
You get anxiety just think about this.
We're creating a horror game, not a movie. We could turn the movie into a game. Boom. Or the game into the movie. It works either way.
I think my movie would be called The Tax Collector. The movie Taxes.
The IRS.
Or adulthood would be the name of the movie, and having bills to pay and everything else is the villains.
The horror movie. It's you versus yourself. Everything's aching.
You versus growing up.
You aching every single day.
If they were going to build a horror movie off my life, it would be called... that is a tough one.
Adulthood.
That's something like adulthood or growing up, right? And I think the villain would be lingering regrets, right? Not regrets in the sense of, oh, I did all these bad things in the past. But as you grow up and you change and you think you're going one way, and then you might switch careers midway, or you wish you had done something else. So there's a lot of things that, well, I expected to do this and didn't do that. So you have all this lingering regret, and all those kind of mingle together, and they become this big monster that tries to overbear you, right? And so that's how I would see my horror movie.
It actually sounds like an interesting movie. I think I'd watch it.
I would too.
So the next challenge is for us to each go home and make a movie based off of these.
You know what?
Let's
do this.
Hey, film club.
Hey, film club. You know, if we could get... No, we could do that. We'd have to
write a movie about the crushing requirements of adulthood.
Right?
The crushing weight of regrets and depression. I mean...
All right, final. Final topic. And I'll start this one off. What was your favorite Halloween costume?
Ooh, I know.
So, I've had a lot of fun costumes. Fashion knows I really like to dress up for Halloween. We used to have a place around here that was kind of a fantasy type place called, well, not around here, it was a little ways away, but called Evermore. And I love to make costumes and dress up for that. But probably my favorite costume was probably when I was about 17 years old. I was sick coming up to Halloween, so I didn't think I was going to go out trick-or-treating. And then last minute decided I wanted to, so I made my own costume. And I made, out of a bedsheet, I made a mushroom costume. Had this, my head coming out, had this big portion of it with a belt tied around, and I just went as a mushroom that year.
Okay.
None of these over-planned costumes. It was something I threw together at the last minute. No idea what I was doing.
Okay. Favorite Halloween costume? I don't know. I had a lot of good ones. I remember my Mad Scientist with my brother.
Mm-hmm.
That was a funny one.
It was Igor, and
I'm Ed.
If we could find one of these pictures, we will try to post that over him saying that.
Okay. And then I remember my Bendy costume.
Mm-hmm.
I remember being Bendy for Halloween last year.
You were Sammy. Were you not?
Sort of.
Sort
of. Either you were Bendy or you were Sammy.
I was Sammy.
Okay.
I was Sammy for Halloween. That was fun.
Kind of.
Mr. Know all about the Bendy lore, but yet you couldn't even tell if you were Sammy or Bendy.
Okay. I do know a lot about the Bendy lore.
That was a fun one. The Sammy costume. Seeing if people recognized you.
We had talked about an idea like that. Doing something like that for Halloween and something else. Next year.
Yeah, we were just talking about it. I was thinking about being Bendy, and then another one of us would be Alice, and then he could be Sammy again if he wants to. Or
Okay.
Or Boris.
Boris would be a fun one.
I think Boris would be funny. So, but yeah.
Kamden?
All right, I know exactly which one, and I do. I've seen this picture on my phone so many times, and every time I do, it brings back memories. It's awesome. But I was once Master Chief for Halloween.
Okay.
This was like the coolest costume ever, to me at least. My mom usually helps me with my costumes because she's like the one of the most like fashion intelligent people I know.
Okay.
So she's got that covered. So what we did was we took a bunch of football equipment,
Mhm.
we spray painted it green, and then I put it on, and it looked so good. I was so happy with it. And then my mom ended up buying me a Master Chief helmet.
Oh, cool.
And with like the football equipment too and the helmet, she made it like gave it like marks of like burning or marks of like scratches and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
So it looked awesome. I loved it so much. I was very proud.
He has that in his car.
Okay, no, I have a different one.
Oh, okay.
That's the one I got for like Christmas recently. But I do have the one that I wore for my costume a few years back. It doesn't fit on my head anymore, and it's a little bit broken. But I keep it in my room, like just as a memory of it. And right next to it's a framed picture of me in the costume.
Oh, that's cool.
It was a really awesome costume. I really enjoyed wearing it.
That's awesome.
You know, like when you wear something like really cool, you feel really cool. That's what it felt like wearing it.
Yeah, you're walking a little bit taller, a little bit like, oh yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's Halloween has always been my favorite time of year.
Oh, it's my favorite too.
Love dressing up, and I even, as an adult, I still love to make a costume and dress up. And this year, I think we're gonna try to do something out front where it's not really a haunted house. We'll have kind of a little area where kids could go through, and we kind of put on a little show, try to scare them and stuff. So
I'll have to check it out. I think one of the coolest Halloween like show type things I ever saw was a guy sitting in front of his garage with a chainsaw. Let's just say we thought he was fake.
Until you got close enough.
Yeah.
One of the coolest things I've ever seen, it wasn't a costume, but somebody, I don't remember where it was, but they had this one like room, and you'd walk through it. It was not exactly a room, but it was like a box. And you'd walk through it, and the box would be rotating, but it would actually be rotating. It looked like it was rotating. And you're walking, and you feel yourself just tilting. It was so cool. I went last year with some friends when we came back from trick-or-treating with some other friends. Right after, I got a call, and they're like, hey, do you want to come trick-or-treating with us? And I'm like, sure. And we ended up going and doing that, and like, I want to show you the coolest thing ever. And they showed us that. My friend had a banana and kept bringing bananas to the door.
Right.
He would ask for bananas. It was hilarious.
And he was in a banana costume.
Yep.
And the
He was a banana bandit.
I'm here to free my brothers.
He said, candy or bananas? And like, that was every single door we went to.
How many bananas did he get?
2.
Oh, okay. So he didn't like free enough to have a full rebellion.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I think at one point actually entered a house and asked if they had bananas.
Just walks in like, hey, I'm here to
I
get
don't
your
even know if it
bananas.
was his house or somebody else's. But we went to his house last, and he didn't get a banana from there. So I don't think it was.
Hey, we're out of candy. Do you have bananas? Yeah, because most years we would go to trick-or-treating with our friends, and they do a haunted house in their garage.
Right.
Kind of a haunted garage. And this year we're not going to be going over there. That's why we're going to be doing something here close by.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when we got back from that, and then your friends just happened to be coming up to our house at the time, and you went back out with them, and
Yeah.
that was lots of fun.
Man, the wild things you can get while trick-or-treating.
Mm-hmm.
One's got hot chocolate.
Okay,
They do that. They do that in my
Over
friend's
by-
neighborhood.
yeah.
So
I've had hot dogs. I've had somebody serving hot dogs
over
before.
the friend's neighborhood. Yeah.
I don't know if it was over there
Or
or
it was
like,
just walking around.
over here up in one of the cul-de-sacs close by.
Maybe. Yeah.
It's
random, but it's beautiful.
extra bonus question. What's the most random thing you've received while trick-or-treating?
Oh. I'm going to think about that. I'm just you answer first, Sebastian.
I'll let you answer first because I can't think of anything.
Most random thing I've received while trick-or-treating? I mean, we talked about there's the hot chocolate, there's the s'mores. Probably s'mores.
Okay.
It's probably the weirdest thing. It sounds good in theory, but you have a lot of little kids with costumes, and s'mores are very sticky.
Yep.
And so it's probably not the best thing
Costume
to be
record.
making for kids. And their fingers are all getting marshmallow.
They're getting
Let's have mushroom s'mores. They're getting marshmallows all around everywhere afterwards.
But yeah, that sounds cool.
I'd say either so these aren't weird things, but they're just like things I would never have expected to get, because every year like you get candy, and that's what I thought. I thought it was just candy. And then I moved to this neighborhood, and then like my first year trick-or-treating there, hot chocolate, donuts, scones. Okay. I was just like, wow, this place is awesome.
That's a nice neighborhood.
Yeah. Well, it's actually the neighborhood behind us that we usually go to.
Okay.
But they have some really interesting stuff, like what the ones that I just listed.
That's
but,
cool. Okay. I think the house across from our friends does nachos.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot about that. I think they do nachos each year, too. So
then we have somebody... Okay, so it's not the weirdest thing I've ever received, but it's the weirdest and coolest thing I've ever seen. So, during Halloween time, when we're trick-or-treating in our friend's neighborhood, there's usually this house. This house is covered in Christmas lights.
Okay.
It's really cool, I'd have to say.
And we know the Santa that's passing out candy.
Yep.
No, and then they're just handing out peppermint sticks.
They are.
I think it was.
They were. We actually know the family that does that, so it was
coming up.
funny.
Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas.
That's hilarious. That makes me think about, like, have you ever seen like Teen Titans Go? Like Santa's always trying to like steal like the other like holidays, and that's just what that makes me think about.
I haven't seen that.
What?
That's
Such
funny.
a good show.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. So, quick question for Kamden. You're going to be joining us for the next kind of midweek episode. Do you have any aversion to things that are mildly spicy?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
That should be good.
All right. We'll find that out for real in the next one that we do. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
and thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you.